Lots of wind today, but at least there's no rain, I guess. And what's going on today? I guess there was this news, I suppose, about that previous story of somebody getting busted potentially trying to fly a drone with drugs to a prison. So what is the punishment for it? This one says, drone flying drug smuggler is off to prison. A man who was arrested twice in a single month for attempting to smuggle drugs into prison now finds himself on the other side of the fence. Appearing via video in the Bracebridge courtroom, Fabrice Ricord-Cassos, 25, of Quebec, pled guilty to possession of cocaine for the purpose of trafficking and possession of marijuana for the purpose for trafficking. Court heard that on January 5, 2023, Bracebridge OPP received a call regarding a suspicious vehicle on Ray Road in Gravehurst. A man reported that a drone had landed in his backyard and several men were now in the area searching with flashlights. Imagine that. What happened there, huh? It says when police arrived, they found a man later identified as Ricord-Cassos with the controls for the drone. He initially did not comply with the police, court heard, but eventually he surrendered. The drone was recovered and found to have a duct tape package attached. And I guess attached, it says the police found 121 grams of cannabis, 198 pills believed to be metabolic steroids, and 62.6 grams of cocaine. Police believe the drone was intended to be flown into one of the nearby correctional facilities. Court heard that less than 1 month later, Ricord-Cassos was arrested again after attempting to smuggle drugs via drone into a different prison. And what is his ultimate punishment? It says he was sentenced to 21 months in custody. Is that actually enough, I guess, to stop someone from doing it? Or they're just gonna get out and do it again, per se? And this was an interesting read. As you know, there's a lot of different sporting events nowadays that attempt to use things like drones to capture different perspectives. It could offer a really cool view, for example, like racing car events. But what if it comes to sports, for example, that are normally very tame in comparison? Well, this one, apparently in a golf, tournament, the player was complaining that the drone was too loud. This one says PGA event winner Robert MacIntyre complains about CBS camera drone. Robert MacIntyre had a magical day Sunday, winning his first PGA Tour event, but his final round featured some unexpected drama when he claimed a CBS camera drone bothered him. The rookie backed away from one shot in his round at the RBC Canadian Open after clearly being irritated by the drone's noise, something he complained about for a couple of holes. I'm not gonna tell you again. I spoke to the rule officials before. That's ridiculous, MacIntyre said. CBS opted to ground the camera following his complaint. We're going to have to back the drone away from him because he's hearing everything, lead announcer Jim Nance said. The drone's headed to the airport, analyst Dottie Pepper added. It was a minor hiccup for MacIntyre during his first win, which was made even sweeter by the fact that his father, Dougie, caddied for him. Still, MacIntyre said after his victory, he almost lost his temper. It gets you to think too, because he says here, quote, if it didn't go away, I was going to start throwing my clubs at it, MacIntyre said. That's how annoyed I was getting. I mean, it's a big wasp. I asked them to get rid of it. They did. Now, why that was interesting is, as you know, in a lot of places, regulations for drones, they're so over the top, so short-sighted, where they treat every single drone like a huge manned aircraft, for example, and you technically can't just, for example, take it down because it would theoretically be no different than you, let's just say, shooting an airplane down with passengers. So what would happen in this case if the guy actually did that on live TV, where he smashed the drone out of the air? Do you think, for example, government bodies like, say, the FAA or something like that would actually go after this guy now, saying, you broke the federal law? I highly doubt it, correct? But it just shows you how, I guess, unthorough these regulations are in many ways. And then ultimately it says MacIntyre isn't the first golfer to complain about intrusive drones on the course, and networks and their production teams are still learning how to incorporate the expanded use of drones without becoming part of the story themselves. I would imagine in the golf course you would probably be able to capture most of what you want with stationary cameras, huh? With the zoom lenses and all that, just put a bunch in various places, capture various angles, and you can cut them. I don't see how a drone is necessarily better in this type of sport anyways, personally. See you guys later.